अभी तो भाई ये वही चल रहा है। ओए आज जो तूने भेजा नहीं है थंबनेल, मेरे को इंस्टा पे सेंड करेगा जल्दी। आह मस्त, आज मजा आ रहा है रे। बेहन चूत परफेक्शन लग रही है मेरे को, बहुत मजा आ रहा है। I don't know, but this shit look cool. हेलो माय फ्रेंड, किंदा? हाँ जी रॉकेट भाई, अमनदीप भाई की हाल चाल? 2 मिनट रह गए, जल्दी जल्दी साला लिंक नहीं कर लेंदा थंबनेल दा भैन दा पकौड़ा। यार की करा, ब्लिप ते देखना। एक मिनट रुको, मैं तो होना ही पिया था थंबनेल। Fuck a pigeonhole night out. Is a different mood. Had the nigga more. Let's go. Chat, chat भाई, I am good. अरे good भाई, good shit. Let me post it. भाई हाथ कहाँ पर हैं लाडलो? 1 मिनट रह गया बस, लिंक डालना है जेड, लेट्स गो। काउंट बस, ओ स्पोर्ट्स कॉपी। अरे क्या है फेस कैम? यार फेस कैम का मजा आता है, फेस कैम का बड़ा बहुत मजा आ रहा है अभी। ये क्वालिटी अच्छी है मेरी, चला नहीं मैच अभी। फकिंग क्रेजी ब्रदर। क्वालिटी 7 ओरिजिनल इतनी है जितनी भी है, चले। चल गया चैट,
The knockout stages, and we're looking at groups B and C to keep their ball rolling and hopefully into the top 16. There's plenty of teams on the chopping block. We're going to have to say goodbye to 8 of them at the end of today. Next up, Blank, we've got Rondo, which is really quite a point spinner for a lot of our
अभी
teams.
लाडलो पॉइंट बनेंगे। could not watch this live because you are watching it on your TikTok app. Are you fucking comedy me, man? I close this shit, my nigga. Watch it on one computer. Me shut you BJs.
For the squad,
Let's go
and
Rondo,
waiting to get yourself into
खेलेंगे.
top 2 to head over towards Pmco potentially. We do have ourselves the double plane path coming right at you. One going through from Fongton down towards Chuling, and our other from Tenlong Garden up towards the top side of the map. A little bit more difficult to get over towards Neox Factory from our western plane path, but should be okay either way.
See who's going to opt to try and go there. Who's going to try and earn those points? Of course, the big feature of Rondo, if you're wondering why we say it's such an important map for teams to earn those points is the recall towers.
Hello.
You're able to bring your teammates
Hello.
back to life if they go down, which can lead you to taking hot drops in terms of earning those points during the game. You just send for those hot drop locations. You grab as many points as you can. Sure, you might lose 2 or 3 players, but you can just run to one of those recall
Everything good.
towers
Type
and
sheet,
grab them
thank you,
right
भाई, thank
back
you.
up to get straight back into the fight. Looks like a
अभी अपनी
lot of
team किधर
teams
गई
going to
है?
head towards Yulin this time around, Blank. I mean, we've seen that be a focal point of hot drop there, and I think that's at least 6 different colors I can see heading towards Yulin, as well as the usual chunk of teams over towards the Neox factory.
I mean, a lot of people jumping down nice and early, trying to get towards those recall beacons. Already, Kodiak finding themselves a couple of eliminations over towards free agents. There is a slight clap back, but it's not looking too great on this side of things.
It's over on the Yulin fight. Kodiak do have an outpost. You can see Momodo on the map.
Will
Will probably be having to grab some of his team back into the fold as 20. He's going to give it a good go, though. The hip action from the Mini 14 seems to be going all right. Has got the M4 as well in tow. Last player, Taper, on the challenge against 20. Steps in, and he's able to land the gut shot through. And that will be Kodiak kind of dispatched from this fight. They'll have to go somewhere else, try and figure out where they want to go. Meanwhile, over in Neox factory, plenty of fights going on, unfolding. Epsilon Axe down to 1. Their last outpost is out all the way south towards Hungshan. And they'll have to try and find that revive there. You can see Farvoice bringing their teammates back to life as well. Actually, straight on top of Neox factory there.
down करा
Themselves back into play.
Finish डाल
Ritzy
दिया
on a couple of points their own. It's already popping off in a big way. Start things off. Kodiak were finding themselves 3 eliminations, but have gone down to 1 player who has taken a bit of a hit, honestly, which is slightly worrying for Kodiak. You do not want to be losing your final players. That's my model, having to send away instantaneously from Stadium. He looked for himself another res beacon to go for, which is awkward because a lot of these res beacons are already occupied around the map by other teams. So Reaper's getting 1 point on the board here for themselves with Enigma.
It's nasty for Yara crew. This is on the recall tower location. This is where they were hoping to try and outpost themselves to the north of Yulin. That's been taken away from them now. They'll have to try and figure out where else they can go. I mean, there's still plenty of areas they can head up towards Bamboo, potentially. That seems to be a free recall tower right now. But there are still teams going for these fights at the moment. As our 5th minute approaches. Golden Guardians playing on the east side of things, looking to try and corral all of these teams into their kill box and see how many points they can earn for it. More being racked up across the map as well. Looks like, yeah, Yulin may be the new Neox factory. Who knows?
Who knows? I mean, honestly, I think with the double plane path, it does create a little bit of a problem where you can't instantaneously all go the same route. It also makes things weird where teams aren't quite sure where to play off the back of it. But yeah, this seems like it has become the secondary outpost for eliminations in Yulin. A lot of teams around here. Fun area to fight within. A lot of areas where you can kind of peek around the edge. Good shots coming through from Golden Guardians, though, as player 1 alongside QWERTY will find themselves good knocks. 4 eliminations now found for Golden Guardians to start the game. As the team that wanted to keep on putting up points, you know, keep themselves very safe and secure towards that top side of the lobby. In 8th place currently with 60 points. That does push them slightly further up.
We've got TBSS on the screen there in the background, looking to maybe be under pressure from Atomic Italy. They are right on the western side. But they've actually sent 2 of their players for TBSS up towards the north side. And I thought they might run into Momodo, but they've actually turned around. And they're looking to get potentially a little more central. See how long they can last. 7 steps up the stairs. Gonna have about time of it. We'll be going down 17-15 again, looking to go for those recalls and seeing how many players they can grab back on in. It looks like Yara crew also managed to get all 4 of their players back into the fight, and they've sent 2 back towards the south side to potentially reclaim that recall from the Soul Reapers. See if they can go for round 2 of that fight.
Oh, the JS9. Let's find that. What?
7 elims.
Farvoice Gaming has 8 elims.
That's in Stadium. That's great. I haven't seen them. going at all. Oh, hang on a minute. Oh, they've got 2 in Neox Factory and 2 in Stadium. This is crazy. Alpi may be trying to draw them short. The fact that they've got 8 elims as a duo in this location is crazy stuff coming through. Blank with the shotgun around. He's able to sneak it through the window. And goodness me, as a duo, have they won Neox Factory? Looks like Sage are going to rock up and see if they can get stuck back in.
Yeah, that's okay, so almost 2 elims a minute is a little bit wild. Subin will finally go down, but fairly doable just to get their players back up again over towards the stadium side of things. There is a res beacon over there too, so this is probably the most ridiculous start to any game. I'm sad that we didn't really catch much of what Matt was able to do from Far Voice Gaming there. What an insane beginning.
9 elims. That is insane work. That is such a good game already. Blank, they're on 38 points plus 9. They've actually jumped up over the teams, I think, looking to try and defend that point spot. Like 45 points for Evolution. They're ahead of that now. 48 points. I think they're 1 point shy of tying with Old School and potentially getting even further. What a way to go. And that is exactly how you want to convert for Far Voice Gaming. From good games to solid games to getting into these games late, immediately blasting out and getting a full 4 start in Stadium as well, in a pretty prio position. With 9 elims, but it looks like they've got trouble afoot. These teams are going to try and start to challenge them there too.
Yeah, TVSS making their way in. Pmco does go down here, but still 3 players active right now for Far Voice Gaming, looking to get the 10-piece pre-10 minutes into the game. It's a player fairly low here. Subin looks to move forward with UMP in hand. SLK now available. That should have been an easy pickup.
Unfortunately, it wasn't there. Not to be this time around. And the recall beacon a lot less easy to access now that TBSS are here to play. They are causing problems, and Far Voice may just have to do with the 9 points they've earned so far.
Far Voice Gaming, this is the type of game that just sort of secures you, right? It's the same game that Team Sage are able to find at the start of the day, where it gives you this huge advantage going through the rest of the match. Also very nice Far Voice game. I think they'd love to keep all players alive here, considering this is one of the central locations on the map, but it looks like they're just going to dip. They're going to head towards that north side. They get themselves another res beacon off. All players back on board, try and play him for that end game. Free agents going down to Alpi. QWERTY right now up against the world. Ooh.
I know we're on board with this, but I'm pretty sure I just saw a ranged pan elim come on through in the against Far Voice Gaming. That was
yeah,
he was in the elim feed.
Yeah, he was in the stadium, so they just loved to pan at him. As one of the players they left behind. Yeah, that would be crazy if it was a knock.
Okay. Oh, okay. Right. Yeah. Just getting a flash on that. There's river on the north side, Blank. We haven't really talked too much about where the circle is placed, but we saw a finish around this area before. It's maybe a little bit kinder than some of the east river crossings, but still not ideal to try and make your way on through there. We've already had a very, very hard-fought early game, Blank. The elim count, I think it's over 40 already on this match. And we are potentially on track to beat 102, which was our first day rank.
Just silly. Yeah, very silly. Kodiak will find Tug Duel. He gets flushed out, leaving just one Far Voice Gaming. He's going to be hard-pressed to find a res beacon.
क्या कर रहे हैं ये मदरचोद? ये क्या हो गया? Fuck. भाई इन्होंने मेरे को लगता है बैन दे दिया है. You are not receiving much smoother.
Currently, no one is sat there. Sage might try and rotate through there, but there's potential for Far Voice Gaming to get back to a full 4 squad here.
Absolutely. He wants to go for it. I think he's worried maybe there's a team down there, but he is losing time because Team Sage is coming in from that northwest edge. So that's going to start to get a little bit more of a difficult run out. This would be probably one of the last chances to go for something like this for Far Voice Gaming. Again, 9 elims right at the beginning of the game. It's not a bad result already if he doesn't want to opt for it. But that possibility is just there.
I mean, Sage are very likely going to go past this recall tower, right? I don't think they're going to want to stop on it, but it just depends on how much scouting they've done. It's much more likely that they actually crash into where Seiko is as a stopgap for that one. Oh, Seiko might be going towards Ryan, which could be the wrong choice, as there's two teams over in that location already on the north side. Oh, that's unfortunate. The Soul Reapers are there. I think Seiko spotted it. Yeah, he's going to have to divert. Missing the beat, not able to go to that southwest recall tower. Could have had Far Voice back as 4, but doesn't look like it's to be. The towers are up for a couple more minutes, Blank, but the opportunity to get to them is dwindling.
Yeah, we definitely timing out here. I mean, the fact that the Soul Reapers, as well as I believe this Epsilon Axe is still firing up here, is a little bit rough for them. Oh, 17, is it 17-15 is on this north side? No, different team. I can't quite see them underneath Soul Reaper, sadly.
Yeah. It's it's two teams scrapping out near the Ryan recall tower, unfortunately. Gonna deny Seiko the opportunity. Sage try to move south. Kodiak seemingly just have their number. They are getting blitzed right now. You see Seiko for Far Voice. Yeah, that recall tower you can see on the northwest side of the map. That's the one I was talking about. Just had so much opportunity to go over there and get that recall, but I suppose it would draw attention to you, but it's better to have 4 players and have attention than not have 4 players, right? I think an interesting decision there, but maybe one with a lack of information. Oh, it's Ritzy up in the north side who are trying to shut this one down. The Soul Reapers do only have 1 player left standing, and this recall tower is on for not too much longer. 2 first aids still left in the back pocket for 2-pack. And this is stage 4, so it's still livable, but
it hurts.
Enigma gonna try and challenge it. It does definitely hurt. I don't think they can spend too much longer out here. This is pretty much a death sentence for both of these two teams.
Yeah. I mean, Enigma's going down as well. It's just a little bit of a interesting approach from both squads over on that northeast side. I think they were battling out for the res beacon and then forgot that, you know, that is not the entirety of the game. Point is to get in towards the circle. Havoc taking a lot of shots. Good shots from 77. And a huge amount of damage done towards them. Haywood over towards LP Esports. Taking shots towards this way as well. Stadium's still just about in. X1 and W as well as Epsilon Axe currently have a very strong position to play around with.
17-15 going back and forth in this conversation with Alpi. The nades not quite fully getting those knocks with Taper down already. There is off angle starting to chime in onto the position, and Haywood has to back off. The reses are coming through for 17-15. Alpi still looking to put pressure on from this east side.
That is Golden Guardians down now. At 60 points, I mean, they found a little bit more on side, but this is where a huge amount of teams are going to start to catch up during this match, getting a huge amount of eliminations added on tally. Far Voice Gaming still going with Seiko. He is out in the blue now, so we'll need to start making his way in. X1 and W starting to take the fight towards Epsilon Axe, which I like. You know, clear out more of the space towards the central arena. You definitely want to do that. You don't want to find a situation just like last game with Far Voice Gaming and TBSS, where you are locked down for so long that it gives a huge amount of teams to surround you in that late game.
Yeah, it's a difficult area to try and navigate, especially from that northern side. Can be pretty tricky to get across, but it looks like a lot of our teams have been able to do so. Kodiak have been doing work on that northern side. 10 elims found, Blank. They are all 4 of their players alive as well. They've had a lot of scouting. It's the transition to that south side that will be difficult for them, I imagine. But they have access to the bridge, and TBSS with Stadium might have oversight on it. Ooh, it's 17-15 who actually are able to find the first knock over towards 20. But they have problems of their own. Alpi making their life hard.
TBSS fall down from Stadium. See if they can knock off the back of that, but you're right. 17-15 suffering under the purview of LP Esports. Seeker's finding some good damage over towards them. Inadvertently does save the life of Kodiak. Seiko finally makes his way in. I think he was healing out on the edge of the blue. Wanders on over X1NW as well as Epsilon Axe. Their
कितने point
position gets a
लेगी?
whole lot worse now. And that
74
hillside down
8.
towards the south, just towards the Easter Stadium, becomes a really big feature of these final circles. A lot of sightline denial available in that
Hallelujah,
area.
guys,
So
hallelujah.
playing around it, it's going to allow a lot
Hallelujah,
of teams
hallelujah.
into this late game where they're going to be kind of securing these pitched fights between one another on the borders of this hill.
I'm calling it now, Blank. I think we're going to break that 102 Elim barrier. Based on the amount of action that happened earlier on. I don't think we're going to make it up to 110, but I think we're going over 102 this time around. A lot of Elims left in the fray. A lot already earned. Who will be the main profiteers? I mean, obviously, Far Voice is the big story on this match specifically. To be able to earn 9 Elims and maybe a little bit more placement, but Pmco in a very, very dangerous position right now. And the placements haven't kicked in just yet. A lot of teams in dregs at this point.
Atomic Italy looking for these shots, right? You know, take 3 points where you can find them in the water. X1NW finds another from Epsilon Axe, and that will be them out. And it's a good thing that the X1NW actually cleared a lot of space because they have to move now, right? Going in towards the future of this game. It's unlikely it's going to be a hard southeast shift on this one. But I'm glad they did get rid of Epsilon Axe when they did. They know that their southeast side is free and clear. Now they just have to worry about down towards that southwest with Havoc. Our Voice Gaming finds a nice nade over towards Sync God, leading their tally up to 10 here. Wonderful stuff.
They are, yeah, going to be able to open a little bit further, and now they get placement points on board as well. Blank, right now, 16th place sits with these 10 Elims for Far Voice Gaming. 16th place sits with Evolution on 54 points. And the 4 points that Epsilon Axe have earned this match puts them on 42. 3 points behind Evolution. I think the sun is setting on Evolution. They are really going to struggle to find the hope to keep going. And not only that, Havoc is still in this one and in a really solid spot. So they might be able to do it in this match alone with 6 points already. Yeah, I mean, they're looking to potentially go pretty far on this game. If they're able to get 11 points, or, well, 12 to go clear on the match total, they will be able to leapfrog and push Evolution to the side.
Our Voice Gaming does go down. Atomic Italy also falls prey to Kodiak. You have this 2-2 swipe across the north and south side. They're trying to clear out as much space as possible. They get rid of Alpi Esports. Suddenly, Kodiak's position becomes a lot easier to work with, and already up to 14 eliminations on the game. We're just 20 minutes in.
They want a couple more as well. They're up to 16 now. As soon as you spoke, they added 2 to the tally. They said, we're going to make blank wrong all of a sudden. And they seem to have just been on the warpath on this northern side. They were fairly timid in the early hot drops, but as soon as they regrouped, they just swept through and took so much control over northern side, and they've been so unafraid to go for these fights. It's been quite something to watch, and with 16 Elims so far, there are still 13 more left for them in the lobby. If they want to find them all, they would be able to put a pretty huge dent in the gap between them and actually between them and the Boars.
Yeah, I mean, it'd be big for them, right? It's still 60 points needed over the course of, let's say, 3 matches. But they are going to try and push that even further, where they only need to really gain 40, which would be two chicken dinners-ish, right? But they have 3 matches to do it, so a lot more to work with here for Kodiak. Kind of trying to prove us wrong from the beginning of the day when we thought they weren't really living up to the hype, but suddenly getting back into the thick of things.
It's that Rondo adrenaline shot that comes on through. 20 now needing to make the move across to join with the rest of the team. The blue zone's going to push him out of position. He's still wary of the angles that Alpi hold and knows that he is going to be under pressure. Gets across to the next building, has to hop through, will need to get across the river now. And in stage 6, the blue zone hurts quite a bit. Winnie moving forwards. We're in a very solid position. I mean, Alpi now with the impetus to move. This should be an easy hold for Kodiak. But X1NW could prove to be troublesome there. More likely that X1NW clash with Havoc first, but their forward duo for Kodiak could be under threat from that southeast side.
LP.
चैट अभी मेरे को पता लग गया कैसे जिंदगी जीनी है अभी अभी मैं बनूंगा बड़ा वाला यूट्यूबर ठीक है
Drop Frizio.
रुको अभी मैं आपको बताऊंगा क्या बनता है ये देखो ये करूंगा मैं
सिकंदर बड़ीक भाई 1 रुपए की सपोर्ट शुक्रिया हरमान सिंह भाई 1 रुपए की सपोर्ट लव यू सो मच लव यू सो मच
बस ये ऐसा बनूंगा चैट में ऐसा दिस इज मी इन फ्यूचर 10 रुपए दे भैया मैंने खाना बनाना है वीडियो काट दो गाइस क्लिप काट दो काटनी तो मेरे को पड़ेगी मैं कौन सा यूट्यूबर हूँ
Rez comes through as well as Havoc
Let's
are
watch the
dispatching
match.
with X1NW, so no real threat from that angle just yet. More preoccupied with Havoc. You can see that sight line I was talking about from bot, but it's just going to be a little too late, unfortunately. And Frizzo will actually be the one to take it down. Just camping out remaining for X1NW, and they are going to have to go on as a solo. Havoc will take shots back their way, but there are trades back and forth. Alpi finally eliminated. Will Kodiak be able to get their player back up? Because Havoc now turning their eyes towards that coastline after seeing movement there. X1NW won't be able to take shots, but they definitely will.
TBSS been super passive this game, only starting to now flex out. X1W, you got Camper,
oh fuck
who is down.
कितनी टीम
Pen
रही
has
है
been decimated.
2-3 टीम रही हैं
No stove to speak of. No chicken dinner being cooked on the hob there.
Scored the try रहे दो scored ना
Points now. I think that Kodiak will be up to, I believe, 18
यार
elims
बढ़िया
off the 2 that they got from Alpi.
बढ़िया सोनिया खेल
Potentially
आरा गेम में
another one if they're able to find more across the way towards X1NW or towards Havoc, but 20 tries to break forwards and immediately gets shut down, leaving Havoc in a really solid position. And again, this is what I was talking about, right?
Hold up, chat.
The ability to just take Evolution out of the running just right now. From Group A on 45 points. I think they're already going to be able to do that today, if not in this match alone. Old School as well, under threat on 48 points, just over that next boundary.
Yeah, I mean, imagine if Old School had won that original Miramar that they played. A very different story. Sadly, it's Gods Reborn XYZ that sort of dashes that hope for them with the solo victory on his side. Havoc tried to take down 20, but immediately Kodiak moved in, got him rezzed up, held down the position, and then have instantly gone for this four-way split again. Very, very quick to make these decisions, which is always great to see from Kodiak, which is this is a lot more what we expected from them. Up to 18 eliminations now on the game. Like you say, looking to challenge out against Borz's 160 marker, which was an incredible result from them.
My guy, on TBSS, he had 39 bandages, which is an interesting choice. But they're going to have to try and apply them now as fast as possible if 20 gets stuck in. I'm sure does get a little bit of scouting. They're now poking their noses in closer. Removal gets the MG3 going now. That is going to be a nice little bolster to the position with all 4 of their players alive. They're on 18 eliminations, Blank. There's still 7 more potentially to get. It could be huge. If a chicken dinner comes through with the rest of them, that would be... What is that? A 35-point match.
Oh shit.
Winnie does get spotted. Does go down as well to TBSS. Ronan able to line up the shots. They're looking for more. Winnie goes down. Bimodal as well. 20 is fallen. It's just Frizzo left standing. And Kodiak dispatched by TBSS. I was just talking about a 35-point game for them, Blank, but... that is how you hold it down. They get overzealous with it.
हक दिया भाई हक दिया एमजी वाली ने हक दिया टट्टी कर दिया मैं पानी दे दे
I wrapped them up, locked them down, easy peasy, just like that for TBSS. Especially when Ronan's kind of not even looking at a model, but the instant zigzag was fairly insane to see. Good shots from him. Gets the job done, but for Havoc. Should be an easy cleanup.
Okay.
Not the end game.
अलग ही लेवल का बंदा था भाई वो अलग ही लेवल का वो देख क्या भाई एमजी वाले ने जो हगा ना भाई छोड़ दो भाई गेम छोड़ दो डिलीट हगता मैं भी हूँ बट इतना नहीं भाई इधर देखो नेटबाजी हो रही है वो की रह गया वो डू वर्सेस ट्रायो देखते हैं कौन किसकी गाफ में डंडा उरे माई के काकू कटारा भाई लूट कर रहे हैं लेट्स गो रोनी भाई लेट्स गो ओरे 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 पोस्ट लाइक कर लाउडा मेरा लाइक करे मैं नहीं करूंगा आई थिंक नॉक होगा अभी नॉक है नहीं डॉट है भाई कबीर मर गया है
last first stage, but there's a nade in for
Oh,
Ronin.
solo versus try, I guess.
Looks to go for a 1v2 now.
Yes.
Around the edge of the car, needs to find the cover.
Ronin
Faker
bhai.
close by, but no nades to be seen. It is just pure gun
Let's see,
skill
let's
now.
see.
Ronin, I don't think he has a nade either, but there's no shots connecting. Musa moving in. Faker going out wide as well. All
Let's
three
see,
players
let's see,
back
let's see.
up and in
There again,
action. It's all up to
Hug diya.
Ronin.
Oh!
He's been spotted on the
Finish,
ridgeline,
finish.
and he shuts down
Oh,
one.
let's
Looks
go.
for another, looks for the trade, hits
Hug
the deck
diya.
just in time. Musa steps forwards, but they can't connect it.
Oh,
Ronin
nahi.
going wild here, but just
बहुत
about
बढ़िया
they're
try
able to
की थी,
wrestle it back
पैंचू।
into control.
बहुत
TBSS
सला।
breathing a little bit there, but
ट्राई करी है अगले ने क्लच मारन दी बट नहीं लगा भाई नाइस ट्राई ब्रो ਇੰਨਾ ਘੈਂਟ ਕੰਮ ਨਹੀਂ ਕੋਈ ਕਰਦਾ ਜਿੰਨਾ ਤੂੰ ਕੀਤਾ ਹੈ ਕੌਣ ਕਿਹੜੀ ਟੀਮ ਹੈ ਹੈਵਕੋ 3 ਨੌਕਆਊਟ ਟੋਟਲ ਹੈਡਸ਼ਾਟ ਇਹਨੇ 12 ਐਲੀਮੀਨੇਸ਼ਨ ਵਧੀਆ ਪੁਆਇੰਟ ਲੈ ਗਏ ਹੋਏ ਜੋੜ ਯਾਰ ਆਪਣੇ ਨੇ ਨਾਈਸ ਟਰਾਈ ਕੀਤੀ 6 ਐਲੀਮੀਨੇਸ਼ਨ ਮੁੰਸਾ ਤੇ 1200 ਡੈਮ ਹੈ ਜੋ ਜੋੜ टोटल हेडशॉट लॉन्गेस्ट 372 क्या बात है मजा आ गया भाई रोहन बोलदा नहीं की कर रहे हैं पुत्र पुत्र शबीर तेरा पक्का लगा भाई दो म्यूट तो किया हाँ डिस्कॉर्ड दी चैट नहीं है मेरे तो आई डिस्कॉर्ड नहीं है मेरे पे माइक तो ऑन कर ले अभी बंद हो आ भाई लिटरली अभी बंद करा मैंने अभी यार ਵਧੀਆ ਗਿਆ ਮੈਚ ਪਰ ਪੁਆਇੰਟ ਜਿਨ੍ਹਾਂ ਨੇ ਕੱਢਨੇ ਕੱਢ ਲਏ ਆਪਣਾ ਵੀ ਆਪਣੇ ਨੇ 4 ਪੁਆਇੰਟ ਕੱਢੇ ਨੇ ਪਰ ਕੱਢੇ ਨੇ ਕੋਈ ਨਾ ਹਜੇ ਵੀ ਮੇਰੇ ਖਿਆਲ 6 ਕਿੰਨੇ ਤੇ ਆਪਣੀ ਟੀਮ 7ਵੇਂ ਤੇ ਹੋ ਗਈ ਆ ਨਹੀਂ ਨਹੀਂ 8 ਐਲੀਮੀਨੇਸ਼ਨ ਕੱਢੇ ਆ ਬੱਲੇ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਪਲੇਸਮੈਂਟ ਪੁਆਇੰਟ ਨਹੀਂ ਮਿਲਿਆ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਬਟ ਨਾਈਸ ਯਾਰ at least better than nothing
as you said, Kodiak now probably around 40 points behind that first place. So it is doable if they're able to have a repeat.
Oh, Flexi.
Like
Okay. क्या बोलते हैं उसको?
though, Blank, Far Voice getting 11
Out
points
कितने
in
पे
this
होते हैं मतलब कि
game,
बाहर
looking to
कितने में
push up
निकलते
higher
हैं?
on those tables, as well as Havoc with those 22 points, able to jump a hell of a long way up.
Yeah, knocking down a lot of teams, right? I think that should shove Evolution out, like you say. Old School now being the marker on that 16th place. Still plenty of teams still
Top
looking
16
for that
qualifier
position.
फिर
I
तो
know
भाई अभी
TBSS,
पीसफुली खेल सकते हैं
surprisingly,
आज के
I
जितने भी
wasn't
मैच
sure they were
हैं
gonna
अगर
really
ये
make it
ऐसे
in
पॉइंट
towards that top
निकालते रहे
16, but they have definitely powered through today. Made sure they got some points during that Miramar. Now here again on Rondo. Which does put them a little bit further towards that safety. So here's our first page with Kodiak on
top 6 पे
110, so
जॉर्ड
50 points behind.
लास्ट डे है
Gaming.
3 मैचेस
Over
बचे
3
हैं
matches,
3 मैचेस
it's a tough margin to hit. I mean, most people would say that 50-point
यार
day
ਇੰਨਾ
in
ਕਿਤੇ ਕਰ ਹੀ
PUBG
ਸਕਦੀ
Mobile
ਆਪਣੀ
is
ਟੀਮ
good.
ਇੰਨਾ ਕੀ
To
ਕੁਆਲੀਫਾਈ
hit
ਨਹੀਂ
that
ਕਰ
over
ਹੀ
3
ਸਕਦੀ ਈਜ਼ੀ
matches,
ਕੁਆਲੀਫਾਈ ਕਰ
that's a
ਸਕਦੀ ਹੈ
little bit harder to do.
I mean, they were expecting to hit maybe
अपनी team
6
six
to
are
8
on, team
points
six, team
more
six.
on that match just then, but they kind of just fumbled
Old
the
School
bag
कितने
right
आ?
towards the end.
16वें ते
As you
रेड
take a
क्वालीफाई
look at our
वो भी
second
क्वालीफाई कर
page, you
सकती
can
है
see Havoc up in
हाँ, ये
11th
team
place
Old School
now
भी
with
कर सकती है
56 points, challenging Team Reigns total there. So feeling a lot better about themselves now, as well as the
मजा आ
other
रहा है
team behind them, Far
Let's
Voice,
go.
climbing. They are up on 49.
Chat make your doses going
With that, it does confirm that we will no
किनवी टीम है
longer be seeing
अपनी
evolution
6वें
in
ਤੇ
this
ਤੇ
tournament.
ਜਿਹੜੀ ਇੱਕ ਹੋਰ ਟੀਮ ਆ
Yeah,
ਜਿਹੜੀ
I mean,
ਜਾਣਦੀ
for
ਆ
Far
ਉਹ
Voice,
16ਵੇਂ ਤੇ
getting
ਆ
them out of
ਕੁਆਲੀਫਾਈ
the
ਦੇ
way,
ਵਿੱਚ
Old
ओल्ड
school
स्कूल
now
का
being the 16th
मैच
marker.
खत्म हो
I
गया
think
है
Evolution, I do feel
कि
bad for them. Like I said, I think those
अच्छा अच्छा खत्म
that
हो गया
final day that
टीम
they
ए है ना
played, they
हाँ
really had
अपनी
tried
टीम
to
बी
put
है
in
मेरे
a
ख्याल से
big effort towards the end of it to stay in, but it just wasn't enough. And sometimes that's just the way it is.
मजा
If you
आ रहा
don't
भाई
have
आई डोंट गिव
a
अ फक
decent
बट मजा
enough
आ रहा
day
है
on your first day, it can be the doom of you. But for Far Voice Gaming, I think that they didn't have a great first day for themselves, but they've really stepped it up today. Consistently from
ठीक है
match
स्टोरी
one.
तो
So
डाल दे गोप
fantastic
गोप
work
गोप स्टोरी तो
to
डाल
the
दे
French team. But for old school, things do get a little bit scary now as we head towards our final page. TBSS just 4
अरे
points
लौड़ा
behind
भाई
Epsilon Axe, 42 points. They're 6.
अभी मैं बताऊं क्या करूं अभी बताओ मैं क्या करूं कि यार फुद्दू क्या मैं पॉइंट माइनस होंगे हाँ बोल तू बोल हाँ पुत्र शबीर बोल
Points behind.
है
Point, I'm all about range, right? Because we've got a lot of
किया
players on that second page playing up towards that sort of high 40s
ਤੇ
position.
ਫੁੱਦੀ ਤੇ
And
ਚੈਟ 'ਚ ਨਹੀਂ ਆਉਂਦੀ ਪੜਨ 'ਚ ਗਾਲੀ ਗਲੋਚ ਕਰੇਗਾ ਆਪੇ ਬੰਦ ਹੋ ਜਾਂਦੀ ਹੈ
towards 57
ਭੋਸੜੂ ਗਾਂਡੂ
at the
ਇਕੱਠੇ
end of
ਹੋਏ
it,
ਨੇ
or Epsilon X, or indeed anybody else
ਮਤ
who
ਕਰ
is
ਯਾਰ ਮੈਂ ਨਾ ਭੈਣ ਦੀ ਲਾਲ ਕੀ ਕਵਾਂ
remaining
ਮੈਂ
out of the running. It's pretty much a foregone conclusion, I think, at this
ਟੱਟੇ
point.
ਫੜ ਲਾ ਓਕੇ ਬਾਈ
TBSS aren't going
ਆਹ
away
ਸਾਲਾ
from
ਇੱਧਰ ਭੈਣ ਚ
the pressure
ਬਾਅਦ ਚ
and
ਦੱਸਦਾ
the
ਤੈਨੂੰ
pressure
ਰਿਕਮੈਂਟਰੀ
that
ਮੈਂ
they
ਸਟ੍ਰੀਮ ਹੀ
face.
ਬੰਦ ਕਰਦਾ ਇਹਦੀ
Yeah, 57 points for Rain.
1 ਮਿੰਟ ਦੇ ਮੈਂ ਕਾਲ
Pretty
ਕਰਨੀ ਆ
secure. I think, though, for SWAT Europa, I'm much more confident that they're going to be able to make it. We're going to take a look at some of the highlights from Rondo. We're going to get prepared for our
ਉਹ
next
ਕੀ
match.
ਓਏ
We're
ਭੈਣ
just
ਚੋ
about to
ਓਏ
kick in.
कह रहे कि पॉइंट माइनस कर देंगे वो ये वो अरे यार आंटी दूसरी कमेंट कर दिया ना मैंने गलती से अरे जो इनका ई स्पोर्ट्स हेलो अभी आ रही है हेलो हाँ आ रही है आ रही है आ रही है वो जो क्या बोलते हैं आर एन टी जेड वाले हैं ना जो जिसका ई स्पोर्ट्स का पेज है उसको मैंने गलती से मेंट कर दिया वो कह रहा है कि कॉपीराइट आ जाएगी मायके चोदो चुद गई नहीं है मैसेज देख फोटो देख स्क्रीनशॉट देख
Kodiak
स्क्रीनशॉट चेक
disappointed
कर
that they weren't able to take the chicken dinner, but Havoc very happy to reap the rewards for that, and it
क्या
makes
करूं
it
अभी भाई
seem a lot closer to the final
प्राइवेट
stage
कर
here.
प्राइवेट
Still
रहने दे मैंने ना
Fnatic's plenty of teams
हाँ
in
प्राइवेट ही
the
कर रहा मैं
race for that time slot as well. It is still
नहीं
very early
मैं
in
क्या
the
बोलता
season,
मैं ना
but
अपनी वैसे मैं देख रहा हूँ
it's going to start to get
दूसरा बैनर बूनर जो भी है वो हटा देता
really quite close to call.
Absolutely is. I mean, to be honest with you, with the amount of
मैं कि
that
मैं
teams
अपने
in the
आप ही
top
देख रहा हूँ
eight
भाई मैं
lobby,
किसी को नहीं
I
सपोर्ट
think
कर
we're
रहा
really tight towards our top 16, right? There's still
चल
a lot of
सही
teams
है
that can make it in, but it's looking a lot easier. It looks
हाँ
like
ठीक है
there's
ओके ओके
quite a few teams in our
ए
race who
बहन
know what
चोद
they're
यार क्या
playing.
चूतिया भाई भाई
Absolutely
मैं
so
नहीं गांड में रहा है
important
भाई
for them to get in. I think towards our fifth, sixth match is where those spots are going to get a little bit more difficult to pick up on. But we will see
भाई भाई
who
मैं
will
नहीं कर
represent
रहा
it
कुछ
and who will be
मेरे
going
तरफ से
away today because
गैस
we do have to send 8 teams home and only take the top 16 of us through to
पी
those
एम
finals
जी
next week.
सी ओ
Yeah, it is unfortunate, but that's kind of how it goes sometimes.
कौन सा है ये
For the
टूर्नामेंट कौन सा है पी
closedowns
एम
in
जी
that match, I mean, it was kind of crazy that TBSS were able to do that to Kodiak. Um, it felt like a monumental fumble from Kodiak, but some pretty solid stuff coming through from TBSS that we just hadn't seen so far. I mean, especially after their first two matches. Had been a little bit disappointing there. So great to see, Ronin actually giving it a good go as well, right towards the end against
Yeah,
Havoc as well. A little bit of a shiner.
yeah, a bit of a ninja at the end there, just ducking and weaving out of the way of the bullets. Managed to get a
भाई
spot
मेरे को भी
and successful start to
लाउडा
the
लेगा
match.
लाउडा रोहन मेरा
That's
यू
that's
वांट
an
माय
hour and a
डिक
half way through from TBSS, and they managed to make it happen. I think Kodiak wasn't quite expecting that kind of resilience, that kind of resistance coming through from
मैंने
TBSS,
तो
but
कर
to
दी
make it
बंद
happen,
भाई गांड मरा
very very well
अभी
played
ना मैं
by them.
स्ट्रीम किसी की भी करूं
Nice
बस
start
स्ट्राइक
to
इनकमिंग
the
कर दी
Aurora
बंद भाई
scenario.
मैं किसी को नहीं सपोर्ट कर रहा
Much
स्ट्राइक आ
preferred
जाए मेरे
over,
पे
well, the alternative, which is just dying right there. Which Kodiak would have much preferred
पैसे लेते हैं लाउडा ले ला रोहन तेरे ना वर्जे छोटे दा गुल्ला भैन चो ओए खुला खुला हाँ हाँ कर दी मैंने बंद कर दी भाई मतलब कि बंद नहीं कर दी तेरा बैनर बुनर हटा दिया भाई मैं किसी को नहीं सपोर्ट कर रहा भाग बूढ़ा भाग भाई मैं खेलने लगा हूँ पबजी मोबाइल को भी नहीं मैं खेलने लगा हूँ गेम वंश भाई अभी भी स्ट्राइक पड़ेगी मेरे को या मैं अपने आप खुद ही कर रहा हूँ अभी भी पड़ेगी स्ट्राइक मेरे को टेल मी नाउ
But yes, TBSS on 44 or something like that. I'll have to double check, but yeah, it's so close. 4 points, 5 points in the next 3 matches. You definitely
ओए
can. You
करना
can
पहले
definitely
किंदा
do that. The question is which one of them is going to overtake and take
किंदा
that spot from old school, right? Because it's not about just getting past that threshold, it's accelerating away from the teams around you as well.
Yes, exactly. So that people can't catch you. I mean, for Fur Voice Gaming, I think they would have much preferred a bigger game there. If they could
मैं
sell
टीम ही
themselves
कैंसिल
towards
कर
like
दिया
a
अपने
13th
टीम
to
ही
12th
कैंसिल कर
place,
दिया
would
मैं
have
कहीं
been
नहीं
great
सपोर्ट कर
for them.
रहा
But maybe they can do that here over on Erangel as we get into our 4th match of the day. Only 2 more matches left after this to secure your position going through to those grand finals.
There is not that much more left for you. Those opportunities dwindle faster than maybe you realize, but our playing path is pretty going plenty fast itself. Over on the north side of the island, a little bit more chill this time around. From just north of Lipovka over towards Georgia Pole, fairly inaccessible, so if we see another Sosnovka circle, we'll be very quick to get those rotates in, or at least you'd hope so, to make those moves south. For groups B and C, this is their penultimate Erangel to play around on as well. So we'll see if we get another hot drop in Pachinki, maybe.
I mean, probably. I'm not really counting it off the cards anymore. I think it's almost a certainty.
क्या मतलब अपन तो देखेंगे मैच
So, yeah,
ओए
I'm not really going against
मारो
the
चिल
Pachinki
कर
hot drop. I don't like it, but it's going to keep happening. Or not.
I want the quality
Yeah,
man
it is unfortunate. It is seemingly inevitable in Western Europe. We just love hot dropping Pachinki. What can you do? What can you do? I mean, the only team to really find success in that location is actually Gods Reborn, right? They're the only team who's actually done pretty well from that spot and guaranteed themselves pretty much at this stage a qualification into the top 16. So it'll be interesting to see, given that 4 teams have wanted to hot drop this area, which of them, first of all, qualify to the next stage, and second of all, which of them go for Pachinki in those finals later on, right? Because it's going to be absolutely chock-a-block as to who's going to be filling that spot.
Yeah, 3-way hot drop in Pachinki. Let's go!
की रिक्वेस्ट कर देंगे bro, tell me what
We'll wait and see.
क्या रिक्वेस्ट करेगा तू
Do you have IR crew on our screens? This game. I mean, they're kind of split across school at the moment. Kodiak starting over towards Yasnaya. Both their competition that would have played here are in our other group. They won't be facing off against any of them. They have to pick the litter over towards Yasnaya. It's nice to see. Meantime, they are just currently chasing down the loot truck, which I can see on the map feed, which is great.
Tips and tricks चल रही हैं guys.
Counting it down, trying to grab all those goodies out. Free agents. It's very unlikely that they will make it through here with the 25-point tally. 17-15, a lot more likely. They are going to try and defend their position. 55 right now. But again, it's a little bit tentative there. A single chicken dinner from a team far below you can really hurt your chances. definitely want to be jumping up over that 60-point boundary. Join the
गाइस
Golden
आज थोड़ी सी
Guardians and
गन
up,
मस्ती
as
करें
well as actually swat
और
Europa, who
थोड़े
are
बहुत
tied with them
मैचेस देखते हैं. मेरे
on
ख्याल से
60 points
दो
there.
मैचेस रह गए हैं.
That's feeling like the
Let's
safety
see who
boundary at
wins.
this point blank. 60 points seems to feel pretty good in these minds here. So Alpi
अरे भाई
happy,
मेरा
Ritzy very happy. At Yara Crew and Kodiak obviously were already happy at the start of the day.
And they were 17-15 on our screens. Looking good at 55 points. Great place to be for them. Team Demon want to go a little bit further, as does Team Sage. I think this is the game for Far Voice Gaming to kind of close it down early, right? If they can get 10, 11 points on this match, I mean, they've had a great day. They probably should be feeling quite good about themselves. They get a 10, 11 point game here. They know they've sort of secured themselves into the top 16. And it's just measly points they need to grab over in those final two matches. The quicker you can get towards that 60, 65 points margin, which is where I would say it is likely we end up on that 16th
पॉइंट
place
करे
bubble,
110 पॉइंट ਲਈ ਫਿਰਦੀ ਟੀਮ
the
ਨਹੀਂ ਯਾਰ
faster you can take a
नहीं
breather.
सब तो ज्यादा 110 नहीं ज्यादा होने ਆ थर्ड ਤੇ ਆਓ ਮੇਰੇ ਖਿਆਲ से.
I mean, you don't really want to be wasting the opportunities though either. Even if you are taking a breather, it's very important to get this. It's, well, what can become essentially scrim
ਕਹਿੰਦਾ
practice in
GT
a
ਕਹਿੰਦਾ
live
ਮੈਂ
tournament setting, which is
budget
phenomenal
gamer ਕੀ ਹਾਲ ਆ bro,
intel to
welcome
gather.
stream.
Two teams not really going for the fight at the moment, but really very slow off this looting phase. And again, as you've highlighted before,
साला
one of the
fight ही नहीं
downsides
कोई
of hot
करने
dropping
आ.
in Pachinki is that you lose every advantage that you get from dropping in
भाई
Pachinki.
मजा नहीं आ रहा, कुछ तड़का लगाओ इधर.
And they won't be on the road fast enough. South George, North George should all be able to overtake them, as well as the Gatka split from Alpi can get through them as well. And instead of being able to hold out those fights and look to guard out those rotations, maybe get a point or two, you're just trapped in. You're scrabbling around for tier 1 helmets and armor and trying to fight with pistols. It's not good.
मेरी आईडी तो आड़ा तू गड़ी तो आएगा मेरे को
in a 16 team setting, hot dropping Pachinki's fine as long as you comfortably win the fights and then you don't hot drop there ever again if you're the loser. I do think when you've got 24 teams, different groups coming in, I think it's never worth it dropping in Pachinki. Because it's something that you really want to agree on beforehand between coaches, between teams.
पहुंच रहा पैन के लौड़े काहे को भाग रही है गन में वे.
You guys take that, we'll take somewhere else.
यार
But yeah, it
आ
just
मैच कुछ ना है, मतलब
really
मजा ना है
affects
खेल
a
देखने
lot
दा
of
मैं बंद कर देने वाली
your
पैन.
main points game, right? Which is Erangel. We play it 3 times a day.
Let's see.
Yeah, it does slightly
Yeah,
change when you
it's,
go to a top 16 format.
Free agents kind of throwing away their chances of qualification with this hot drop. 17-15,
यार
less
की
so, but still a bit of a risk, especially as close as they are to the bubble. If they'd lost any of these fights in Erangel, it's likely they would have been
पॉइंट
behind the
फिनिश
bubble.
करो
But
लूट
they're also
लिए
getting 4 points a match here, so it would have been more than just the points that
उत्ते
they
जहाँ
earned.
ते
It would
ग्रीन
have been
गया आ गया.
points for the teams behind them as well.
Egg दिया.
They get this one clean, so for 17-15, they won't be punished as hard as they could be. To be able to get out of this Pachinki hot drop by minute 6, I mean, it's not the worst result for them, and they do stay alive as 4 and get 4 points.
Yeah, I mean, for 17-15,
कोई भी और आईडी होगी जिंदा कुछ भी हो मैं खेल रहनी फिर तुम ही खेल लिया करी. मैं ओके क्या जे मेनू कोई मिल नहीं रही आईडी. मैंनु मैसेज करया तो जिन्हों पर रिप्लाई नहीं करता साले नहीं चल.
Get towards 70 points, you know you're very safe going into the final match of the day. X1NW is definitely put in a lot of
Sorry,
work
anybody
today, I
ready?
would say, to get towards the strong spots of the lobby.
But man,
they're just not profiting enough right now. They have to gain 30 points over 3 matches, which, you know, when you divide it, it's 10 points per game. Doesn't seem like a lot, but some of the best teams in the world, like at international tournaments, would be massively praised for a 10-point average.
ਭੈਣ ਦੀ ਸਰੀ ਉਮੀ ਪੂਰੀ ਜਾਂਦੇ ਨੇ.
Yeah, it's a very, very difficult metric to try and go
Loot
through.
ਲਾ ਦਾ ਫੁੱਲ
The
ਕਰੀ
shorter
ਇਹਨਾਂ
the
ਨੇ.
game set, the more likely it is that you can achieve that. Obviously, just because generally sometimes you're going to get a chicken dinner, and that's 10 points right there, right? But
चिकना
as
है
soon as you
ये.
start to talk about
मजा आ रहा
3
देख के.
games in a row being at that 10-point average, that's where it
Ooh,
starts
fuck.
to become
वो गंदा
basically
M4 दा
impossible.
बस्ट
It's
मारना है
like the best day a team will have that day if you're able to do that sort of thing, which is kind of what the Boars did, and to an extent what Kodiak seems to be doing as well today. So yeah, as we said, like it's possible, but it's not something you can rely on at all.
ਚੜਨਗੇ.
It's only for Boars and their scoreline, the only reason they can really do that is because they are
100 ਪੁਆਇੰਟ ਲੈ
very
ਗਈਆਂ
good
ਤੇ
Right, I would say they outclass a lot of this lobby.
100 ਪੁਆਇੰਟ ਤੋਂ
But
ਥੱਲੇ 82
you also have to remember those
ਬਸ
players. A
ਬਹੁਤ
lot of those players have
ਬਹੁਤ ਫਰਕ
been
20
on
20
some of
ਪੁਆਇੰਟ
the
ਦਾ
top
ਫਰਕ
teams
ਪੈ
in the
ਜਾਂਦਾ
world for, God, I mean, 4 or 5 years now. It
ਉਹ
is
ਚੈਟ ਬੋਲਣ
slightly
ਵਾਲੀ ਲਗਾ
unfair
ਲਿਆ
in this lobby, but hey,
ਦੇਖਦਾ ਕੱਲ
we got to
ਲਗਾਵਾਂਗਾ
re-qualify
ਕੱਲ
underneath the
ਸਟ੍ਰੀਮ
name
ਕਰਾਂਗਾ
laws,
ਦੂਜੀ
so fair enough to them.
New year, new me.
God
That's what they're going for, and
ਯਾਰ ਨਾ ਬੜੇ ਹੋਰ
they
ਤਰ੍ਹਾਂ
just
ਦੇ
gotta find
ਗਿੰਦਦੇ
those
ਆ
channels and use them to the
ਨਾ
best of
ਬੜੇ
their
ਹੋਰ
advantage.
ਹਿਸਾਬ
And
ਦੇ
arguably, why aren't other teams doing that as well? You know, if there's an opportunity, the Boars are the only one to take it. Well, they'll be very happy to be able to find that one. Circle shrinks very, very central. That looks
Potato
like
hill
it's
ਤੇ
almost
ਬਣੇਗਾ ਲੱਗਦਾ
exactly in the middle
ਨਹੀਂ
of
ਉਧਰ
that
ਰਹੇਗਾ
previous
ਜਸ਼ਨ ਵਾਲੀ
circle.
ਸਾਈਡ ਤੇ
So out to the east side of school,
ਹੁਣ ਕੀ
going
ਹੁਣ
to
ਕੀ
be playing in that area with the south
ਲੋੜਾ
of
ਮੇਰਾ
Yasnaya Fields. Also,
ਯਾਰ
a main
ਡਰਾਈਵਰ ਤਾਂ ਭੈਣ ਚੋ
feature
ਮੈਂ ਦੇਖਿਆ
in
ਕਿਸੇ
this
ਨੂੰ ਨਹੀਂ ਗੱਡੀ
circle.
ਚਲਾਉਣੀ ਕੰਦਾ ਨਹੀਂ ਮਾਰੀ ਜਾਂਦੇ ਨੇ
Demon at the moment yet to get across the river towards the south, and they are kind of embroiled with Golden Guardians on this northern coast.
See how Golden Guardians are holding marks. I mean, Team Demon do have to pass through them. Right now, Golden Guardians are setting up a bit of a trap for them. Let's see if they spring it, get the leg caught or
ਮੈਂ
not.
ਦੇਖਿਆ ਮੋਸਟਲੀ ਮੁੱਠਲ ਹੀ ਆ ਭੈਣ ਚੋ
Slightly
ਖੇਡਣ ਦੇ
moving
ਜਿਹੜੇ
around the side, but Team Demon's being
ਓਏ
quite
ਗਿਆ
difficult
ਮਾਰ
to
ਲਾਰੇ
locate.
ਲਾਰੇ ਯਾਰ
Jump
ਪੁਸ਼
to
ਦੂ
the
ਪੁਸ਼ ਦੂ
side, away from the buggy.
ਯੈਸ
Immediate
ਇੱਕ
switch there. Very well done.
ਲਾਉੜੇ
So far, but
ਐਫਪੀਪੀ ਕਾ ਤੋਂ ਕਰਨ ਨੇ ਪਿਛਲੇ ਮੈਚ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਸੋਹਣਾ ਮਾਰਿਆ ਨੇ ਐਫਪੀਪੀ ਕਰਕੇ ਲੈਫਟ ਤੋਂ
backup has arrived though.
ਇਹ ਗਿਆ
And the rest
Finish
of
pa,
the
finish pa,
Golden
man,
Guardians
si-
step
oh, yan
into
eh.
the fray, immediately
nice
dispatching
nice
Carlos.
nice nice
Looking to be able to turn this one around and actually finding that res as well. 2 points almost guaranteed to be earned by the Golden Guardians.
ਕੋਈ ਨਾ ਕੋਈ ਨਾ ਕੋਈ ਨਾ ਕੋਈ ਨਾ
Nicely found. It's much more important actually for Team Demon to be able to get these points on board blank now that
Ari
they're down
beginning
to
ni
2
hor ki,
players. They're on
operating in the
52,
team.
right? They're in 13th place. They are at risk of being shunted aside by the teams behind them, pushed down into the doldrums, into
ਇਹ ਭੈਣ ਦਾ ਵੀਰ
the
ਕੀ ਕਰਦਾ
desert
ਚੀਨਾ
of
ਬਾਬਾ
17th place or below.
ਬਸ਼ਟ ਮਾਰ ਬਸ਼ਟ ਬਸ਼ਟ
So they can't really rest on their laurels right now.
Balls
Definitely
in
needing
corner.
every single point they can find, and losing 2 like this has
ਗਾੜ
bad,
ਮੇ
bad
ਉਂਗਲੀ
news.
ਗਾੜ ਮੇ ਉਂਗਲੀ ਕਰ ਗਾੜ ਮੇ ਉਂਗਲੀ ਆ ਲਾ ਲਾ
Team Demon, yeah, they're not safe yet. Losing 2 this early in the game, kind of bad for them. Leaves them only 2 matches left to make it happen.
ਓਏ
Like, it's very hard to get a lot done as 2 players. I think when we were talking about previous circles on the day of
Call
Arundel,
Jack, oi,
a little bit
Discord
easier
ਤੇ
as
ਆਉਂਦੇ
the
ਆ
2 men, where you have
ਮਜ਼ਾ ਨਹੀਂ
those
ਆਉਂਦਾ
power compounds if you're in there early, sure.
ਹੈਲੋ ਡਿਸਕਾਰਡ
but this type
ਡਿਸਕਾਰਡ
of
ਦਾ ਲਿੰਕ
circle,
ਕੱਲ ਜਲਦੀ
you
ਆਪਣੇ ਦਾ
sort of need
ਮੇਰੀ
the
stream ਤੇ
4-man
ਮੇਰਾ
capability to make this work. Where you look at, we're dropping down towards
ਡਾਊਨਲੋਡ
dip as
ਕਰਕੇ ਮਿੰਟੋ
well.
ਮਿੰਟ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਫੋਨ ਲਾ
Mini
ਓਕੇ
dip also, some of the roads, some of the
Link
compounds
send ਕਰ
that
ਦੀ
sit
ਨਾਲ
around
ਬਣਾ ਕੇ
the
ਓਕੇ
snaking roads in this area. It's
ਸਾਲੇ
not
ਆ ਕੀ
easy
ਆ
to play on as 2.
ਖੇਲੇਗਾ
A
ਫ੍ਰੀ
lot of
ਫਾਇਰ
barren open ground here.
Yeah, it really is a difficult area for them to be able to navigate. You need anything you can get now. I mean, a placement point for Demon would be very, very welcome, right? The
16
closer
ਤੱਕ
you
ਨਾ
can
ਕਿਹੜੀ
get to that
ਕਿਹੜੀ ਟੀਮ
60-point
ਗਈ
boundary, the better.
ਯਾਰ
Play for your
ਟੀਮ
next
ਕਿਸੇ ਨਾਲ ਨਹੀਂ
stage
ਨਾ
if you're
ਵਧੀਆ
not able
ਭੈਣ
to
ਚੋ
do the most in
ਜੀ
this
ਜੀ
one.
ਸੋਹਣਾ ਆ
The Soul Reaper,
ਗੁਰਿੰਦਰ ਗਿੱਲ
they found Havoc, who are just a little bit ahead. They are on 57 with
Doraemon?
the even point that they've been able to find. So
ਡੋਰਾ ਇਜ਼ ਲੋ
they're again getting closer to that 60-point mark, and after their last match, they do want to
Oh.
look to convert nicely.
ਪੁਆਇੰਟ ਚੱਕ ਲੈ
Demons are down. Ooh, blank. That's not good news for them. 52 on 2 matches remaining. It's not ideal, but for now, they'll be okay. They're in
Kya
13th
kar
place.
raha hai?
Next circle goes up northeast, and actually closer to Yas Fields.
Yeah, it all depends.